ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Dear devotees and friends, well-wishers, all of you who are joining today in this celebration of 158th Ramakrishna Jayanti. He was born on Monday, the 13th July, 1863, at one small village which is near Kamarpukur, the birthplace of Sri Ramakrishna, Mayal Ichhapur. Mayal Ichhapur. For his father's name was Ishwar Chandra Chakravarti and mother's name Bhavana Sundari. He was very good in devotion and worship, even from his very young age. His parents were also very pious, very devoted, so he imbibed this one from his very young age to sit in long time with them in worship of God, singing His glories and all that. His education, of course, the primary education took place in this village, Mayal Ichhapur. Then, for the high school and secondary education, he came to Calcutta, stayed with his relatives, and then started attending the school and college. He was a very brilliant student. He was a scholarship holder right from his school days up to his degree. So, very brilliant student he was. Then, after some time, he hears about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna from the famous speaker and spiritual leader of Brahmo Samaj, Keshav Chandra Sen. So, he was very much attracted by the life and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna as presented by Keshav Chandra Sen. He wanted to meet Sri Ramakrishna. So naturally one day he thought he must go alone and then meet Sri Ramakrishna, because his cousin also was there in Calcutta. Cousin was Sharadananda Swami later on, Sharat Chakravarti. Sharat Chakravarti was his cousin, paternal cousin. He was also at Calcutta studying almost the same class in the school and later on in college. So Sharat Chandra was there. He didn't want to inform him, Sharat Chandra. He went alone, and at least with the intention of meeting alone. When he came to Sri Ramakrishna, he found his Sharat is already there. So both of them were in front of Sri Ramakrishna when he first met Sri Ramakrishna. Then he turned to these young people, these brothers. Then he started talking about spirituality. The spirituality, that means what we call as, in our language, religiousness, dharma. So we must teach dharma, we must teach religion to children when they are very young. So he started telling, you see, nowadays boys and girls are married off at a very, very early age. Yes, it is true. At that time, the girls were married off when they were 5 or 6 or 7. And boys were married off when they were 13, 14, 16. So many of Sri Ramakrishna's disciples, they were all married like that. And with Sri Ramakrishna's time also, so many disciples, children, married at a very young age. So Sri Ramakrishna was referring to that one and its connection with spiritual life. He said the children were made to marry even when they are studying in the school. And by the time they come out of the school, already they are fathers of a few children. So they have no other alternative. As soon as they come out, they have to run behind a job. And job means the worldly affairs. The worldly affairs occupy their whole life. And there is no spirituality left in them. How will they face the problems of life? If life has got its own ups and downs, no one can avoid it. To face them, you require some spiritual strength, a strength that will never fail you. That is God. You must know about God. Sri Ramakrishna went on talking like that. Then he told them Why I say it should be taught in one is here? Because whatever you teach when a child is young, it gets impressed upon its life very deeply, just as bricks when they're unbaked. So you put a seal upon that, you put a trademark on that, it gets imprinted. For all the life of that brick, it will be there. When it's baked also, it becomes permanent on that. Similarly, children should be taught spirituality. Then he asked to take out a book there from the one corner. Perhaps it was a Bengali Bible. So in that Bible, so he read the Saint Paul's statement. Saint Paul says, so for all the widows and unmarried people, so I advise to remain as they are. Don't go for marriage further. Even as I am, you also remain alone and then call on God, etc. So this was the first thing he heard in front of Sri Ramakrishna, this Shashi Maharaj. Then suddenly somebody was addressed to them, that means you remain unmarried to carry on the work of the master. That was the idea. The public who was sitting in front of him, they could not understand what is the connection of remaining a bachelor. And then he is addressing to these young people. One of them asked Sri Ramakrishna, sir, then is it very wrong to marry? Then Sri Ramakrishna simply replied him, no, don't worry about marriage. It is not for you. This talk is meant for these youngsters. So he turned aside and started talking with them. So that was Shashi's first meeting with them. Then he was so much attracted by him, he started going to Dakshineshwar quite often, started serving Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna liked his service very, very much. He wants one day to get some spiritual experiences, just as other disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Everyone was practicing hard to get spiritual experiences, and he would hear from them that we had the vision of Kali, we had the vision of Shiva, we had the vision of such and such spiritual God, etc. So he was also tempted to have God's vision like that, of various types. He entreated Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He asked for spiritual experiences. Sri Ramakrishna immediately said, yes, you can have, but you will not be able to serve me. If you are absorbed in your spiritual experiences, you will not be able to serve me as we are doing now. Immediately, Shashi Maharaj said, no sir, then I don't want spiritual experiences, I want to be serving you. That was Shashi Maharaj's choice. He opted for Guru Seva against the having spiritual experiences for himself. That was the great message of his life, Guru Seva, the faith in the Guru and acting according to the words of the Guru to the last letter. So Sri Ramakrishna teaches one day to Shashi, look, God can come at any time in our life, but before he comes, he sends certain signs. What are those signs? He gives us purity, he sends us love, he sends us kindness. All these characters are built in us, are developed in us. Then we become fit for the vision of God. Then God gives us the vision. Therefore, you should first be aware and try hard to develop these qualities of purity, love, kindness, etc., and prepare our heart for the vision of God. So he had learned so many precious advices, spiritual advices from Sri Ramakrishna like that. Yes, when the question of his appearing for his degree examination came, so his parents were eager that he should pass his degree and all that. But it came at the same time when Sri Ramakrishna was very seriously ill. So he had to choose either to stay with Sri Ramakrishna and serve him and just miss the examination. That means get failed through absence, or attend the examination or give up the seva of the Guru. The bold young man as he was, so clear in his life, he said, I will serve my Guru, I don't want degree. So he did not appear for the examination, stayed with the Guru and served him till the end. So one day Sri Ramakrishna wanted a rare fruit, jamrul. In Tamil we call it as a paneer padam. Paneer padam pole, adhe very taste. So this paneer padam or jamrul, it was not his season, but he said, I will bring. He went and searched for 3 days. Day and night he was searching in all the small gardens, big gardens. At last he had lost all food, drink, rest, etc. These 3 days and brought at last the jamrul fruit. Sri Ramakrishna was in tears to see this young man, so much dedicated for his service. Then Sri Ramakrishna once says to Shashi, you have bound me through your loving service. Sri Ramakrishna was suffering very much. Perhaps he might have several times thought, what is the good of suffering so much? Let me give up this body, which he was capable of. At any moment he could throw away the body, which was troubling him. But he said, no, I cannot leave this body because you are serving me with so much love. You will be put to trouble. So because of such a love, the Shashi showed during his service, Sri Ramakrishna remarked like this. And on the 16th of August, 1886, Sri Ramakrishna passed away in Mahasamadhi. Then Shashi Maharaj, on the very first day, he brought the ashes and the relics of Sri Ramakrishna from the cremation ground, started puja with a photo and these relics on the very first night. The evening cremation was over. That very night, the puja of Sri Ramakrishna through the picture had started. Shashi Maharaj never felt that Sri Ramakrishna had left the world. He ever felt his presence till the end, his end. In 1911, he never in one moment thought that Sri Ramakrishna was not there with him. He ever felt his presence. So when this was continuing in what we call as Varahanagar Mutt, Varahanagar, Varanagor Mutt. First it was in a ashrama, dilapidated building, where the Ramakrishna Mutt started, and afterwards it was shifted to the Alambazar Mutt. So at the time of Alambazar Mutt, Swami Vivekananda returned from America. So as soon as he landed in Madras, he created tremendous stir among the youth especially, and when he was in Madras for 9 days, which is observed now as Vivekananda Navaratri, he stirred the whole patriotic youth to action. Everybody wanted to sacrifice the country for this country. Everybody wanted to become spiritual giants. So when he was leaving, they requested, please don't allow this enthusiasm to die. Will you not do something to continue this, to keep the fire of this enthusiasm? Then Swami said, certainly, as soon as he returned to Calcutta, I will send you a man, I will send you a young man who will be unique in his orthodoxy. He will be more orthodox than any one of you, but he will be unique in his meditation, scriptural studies, and his in other matters. So such a unique person in Swami Ramakrishnananda, so he was sent to Madras in the middle of March 1897. So Sri Ramakrishnananda arrived in Madras and then started his work in what we now call as Vivekananda House. Earlier it was called Ice House. So in the Ice House, one Vidigiri Iyengar was the owner. So he gave a few rooms in the basement part of the house, bungalow. So he took a few basement rooms and one of the rooms he converted into shrine and another one or two brahmacharis were there. They were in two rooms. He was in one room. This is how the Ramakrishna Mutt started in the whole of South for the first time. The Ramakrishna Mutt first branch was started at Chennai of 1897 and from the middle of March. Then Swami Ramakrishnananda went on serving the people of Madras. It is a great saga. I don't know how I can, in a short time, give you at least a few glimpses of Swami Ramakrishnananda. From the first day, so she started here also puja. The way he used to do puja before the picture of Sri Ramakrishna, the Madrasi devotees, there were few very good devotees. So they would go when they would see him, the fervor with which he would do the arati of burning the candle before Sri Ramakrishna's picture, he would be in an ecstatic mood. He would not be in this world at all. So he would be a divine person. And when we do the prayer, all would feel the presence of God. That is how he became very famous. Those young people who went just to see the fun, they stayed there and became great devotees of Shashi Maharaj as well as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Then Shashi Maharaj, when he started the ashram, there was not much money, there was not much financial help, so he had to offer food to Sri Ramakrishna 4 times, just as when he was living. So morning, noon, evening, night, he had to be put to bed. He felt as if Sri Ramakrishna was living with him. Along with that one, the brahmacharis were staying with him, and maybe 1 or 2 helpers would be there, volunteers may be there, all had to be fed. There was no financial help, but never did he complain. He never went and stretched his hand for any donation from anyone. Whatever would come by itself, he would do it, and everything, every time, whatever he needed did come from the devotees. So one day you would always feel that Sri Ramakrishna is living along with him. One night he felt very sultry. Immediately ran and opened the shrine where Sri Ramakrishna's picture had been put to rest. He would just started fanning the whole night because it is sultry, there was no fan. So he went on the whole night fanning Sri Ramakrishna so that he could have sleep. So with the result, the picture he was worshipping was a living person to him. He went on serving. So for here in the ashrama, service of Sri Ramakrishna, whoever would come for visit and for advices, spiritual matters, he used to advise them. Then he found one day a few orphan boys near the ashrama. They were sitting there under a tree. He went and asked them, "Who are you? From where are you?" They all said, "We are from Coimbatore area. So we have come for education here." "Where do you stay?" "We don't know where we stay." "And then what is, have you any money with you to pay for your food and take from the hotel or somewhere?" "No, we don't have a single paisa." So these orphan boys, they were there eager to learn, but there is no way of staying and continuing their education. Immediately, Shashi Maharaj called his friends. Mostly it was the 2 great friends of him, Ramanujacharya and Ramaswamy Iyengar. Ramaswamy Iyengar and Ramanujacharya. These were 2 cousin brothers again, who had met Swami Vivekananda when he came to Madras, 1897. So he, with their help, started the Madras Students' Home, which today is one of the best students' homes. It was started by him out of his love for the poor and the desire to serve Sri Ramakrishna in the poor people. So he started reforming in the area of Mint. People are so poor, they cannot send their children to any school. All young children are loitering about without education. He started a primary school and called it Ramakrishna Mission National School. Standing, he would stand on the street and beg money for running the school. You should understand that Swami Ramakrishnananda would not beg even for Sri Ramakrishna. If you do not send all the wherewithal to serve you, I am not going to beg anything for you or for me. So all the things you would expect to come by itself, and that was how we received the necessary thing for the ashram. But here in the case of the school, you would stand on the street and collect 1 anna, 2 annas, 4 annas, like that, with a hundi box in his hand. He would say, for the sake of serving the poor children, I can beg also. So he begged, and today that school has become a very, very well known higher secondary school, running on its own glory. So this was Sri Ramakrishna, and he started 2 magazines in Madras. The one was Brahmavadin, another was Prabuddha Bharata, because Swami Vivekananda wanted a magazine should be started. He started not 1, but 2 magazines. And then Swami Vivekananda wanted the literature to be spread among the masses, literature about the Upanishads and the great saints and seers, our real history, our great men. So Swami Ramakrishnanandaji, so Shashi Maharaj, he started the publication department in the Mailapur Mutt with a few lectures of him that was printed in the first few books. So that has now grown as one of the India's foremost publishers on philosophical books. That is the most cheapest books of highest quality in India and outside also. So Madras Mutt is a great publisher of Sanskrit books, English books, Tamil books, in other languages also he does it. So mainly English, Sanskrit and Tamil. And that publication continues even today. And he wanted to prove the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna that all devotees are one. Devotees have no distinction at all between themselves. Least of it, caste differences. No caste for any devotee. We are all the devotees. We belong to one caste, the caste of devotees, the caste of devotion. So on 4th of July, one day, when he was meditating in his room, he suddenly saw a vision of Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda was in Calcutta, Belur Mutt at that time. But here, Shashi Maharaj got a vision of him. And later on, Shashi Maharaj to show that spot in the Madras Mutt, where that is the ice house where he was staying. There, Swami Vivekananda stood and told me, Shashi, I have spat out my body. I have thrown out my body. That means, he says, I am no more in the body. Next day morning, Shashi Maharaj received telegram from the headquarters that Swami Vivekananda had given up his body on 4th of July, 1902. So, this work of Swami Vivekananda, work of the Ramakrishna Bhatta Mission, continued, and with the tremendous faith of Shashi Maharaj, all other people also came and helped him in this work. So it grew all over the south. Wherever today we have got ashrams of Sri Ramakrishna, all they owe their inspiration to Swami Ramakrishnananda. And he considered 2 things as great achievement in his life. One was to bring Swami Brahmananda to the south, because he used to say South Indians had not the opportunity to see Sri Ramakrishna in life. Sri Ramakrishna lived in Calcutta and then passed away there. He never came to South. How could we see? So Shashi Maharaj wanted to make up for this loss of South India. He said, if you see Swami Brahmananda, who is the Mahanasaputra, spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna, it will be as good as seeing Sri Ramakrishna. So he brought Swami Brahmananda in 1908 to the Madras Mutt, which is now in Brody, in the Ramakrishna Mutt Road. That road was called Brody's home. Now it is called Ramakrishna Mutt Road. So to this very mutt, Swami Brahmananji came, and Shashi Maharaj is very happy that all South Indians could see Sri Ramakrishna through Shashi Maharaj. Later on, he brought Holy Mother. Holy Mother came in 1911. She came, he himself accompanied her to Madurai, to Rameshwaram, to Bangalore, and it is a great visit of Holy Mother, which created a tremendous fervor and influence among the South Indian devotees. Then it was April 1911, Shashi Maharaj felt very, very tired. So he had been affected with the dangerous disease, tuberculosis, TB, and then he had been affected with serious diabetes. So he said, my work is over. And then he left Madras Mutt once and for all, and then reached Belur Mutt, and there Ayurvedic treatment was given. Then the last came, when at the last moment he went on telling, I saw Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji coming one day, say a few days before his passing away. And then he also said that I see in my dreams Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji, Dakshineshwar. So filled with the idea, the thoughts and contemplation of Sri Ramakrishna, he gave up his body. And so he was only at that time 48 years old. So he had done a tremendous work in this short period and created a spiritual history, the fruits of which we are enjoying today. And he used to teach very, very small teachings, but so powerful. So he used to say, so you always remove your ego from you. The more ego goes away from you, more God gets into you. So this was the simple teachings he used to give. And he passed away. When he passed away, all his hairs on body and head stood on end out of the tremendous bliss. Leaving the body was a great bliss for them. This body was a bondage. They were free souls. They were children of God, infinite spiritual beings. So going into that infinite state from the body is tremendously a great joy for them. So it is recorded, all his hair stood on end when he left the body. With tremendous joy, he went into Mahasamadhi, and his life has been inspiring every young man all over India, all over the world, how one should be dedicated to one's spiritual guru, how one should follow the guru, find one's own realization of God, and help the whole humanity also to reach God. So we learn so many things. Because of the paucity of time, I am unable to touch so many wonderful incidents of Shashi Maharaj's life. But let us be satisfied today, though the time is short. So we have reminisced at least a few of the glorious incidents of his life. May Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda and Swami Ramakrishnananda bless us all. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namah.